right, it is Led Zeppelin time. Finally, I've been talking about Led Zeppelin for a while, and if any of you guys have watched me and Sean Daniel on YouTube and watched our Modes with Friends, we did a little bit of deconstructing Led Zeppelin, and now it's my solo turn to present to you In the Mind of Jimmy Page, The Ocean solo. So, let me tell you why I picked this solo. For those of you who know my channel, I'm a big fan of the band Fish, and they had a concert in Mexico, and they encored with The Ocean. And I saw it, I wasn't there, I saw it pop up on my screen that they encored with it, so I went to go look at it and listen to it. And now, do not get mad at me when I say this, because Trey is one of my favorite guitar players. I really wasn't impressed with his guitar solo at the end of it. Trey, I'm sorry. I love you, but I wasn't impressed. And I'm not trying to sound cocky. It's just I know what you're capable of. And it shocked me. I said, well, why doesn't that sound how I expected it to? And then I realized that he didn't do what Jimmy Page does on the solo, which is Jimmy Page uses the two methods of soloing that I talk about, which is one is staying within the key, and the other one is moving with your chord changes over there. Sorry, staying within the key and moving within your chord changes. And we're going to discuss that. Trey just sat with the chord changes, and it was very obvious to hear and listen to that you could hear that. So when this video is over, go listen to it when we talk about this, and you'll see what I mean. So this is going to be incredibly difficult because I don't have a backing track for this. So if you know the song The Ocean, good. If not, you got to listen to it about 55 times and then come back to this video. Anyway, all right, so the ending solo, all right? We're going to talk about the chord progression first. It ends with, it has a... And then it goes... This is the chord progression. I kept on singing. You get it, all right? So let's take a look at that chord progression, because if you've been following my channel, you understand that music is about the chords, all right? And that's the most important thing. So I preach from day one what's called the ones, fours, and fives, and here we have a classic example. Starts off with D to E, and anytime you have two major chords separated by two frets, that is very indicative of the 4 and 5 of a key. So we have a 5-4 or a 4-5, 5-4, and then 1. So you have A's, D's, and E's in this, all right? And the progression goes D, ba, 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 I have to do it again, then E, ba, 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 D, da, 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 E, ba, 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 D, da, 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 E, da, 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 geez, da, da, D, da, da, and then E, and then the best part, A, D, D, then E, da, da, ba, 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 A, D, D, and E, 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 then repeats, okay? I love that song. Let me tell you though, before we get going, like this solo, I remember being 15 years old and hearing the solo and being like, I will never be able to play like that guy. And I'm not saying that I can play exactly like Jimmy Page, but I understand what he's doing. To me, that's even better to understand. So I was so enthralled by this solo, and now I'm bringing it to you. Sorry, that light is so bright right there. So here is the deal. What is Jimmy Page doing? Well, if you've watched my Ramble on Rose video, we have maybe, he's doing the same thing that Jerry Garcia does, and the same thing that Hendrix does, and the same things that the best guitar players do, which is utilizing the staying in the key or changing the chords. Let's talk about staying in the key first. You have the key of A, and where he solos a lot is in this A major scale, right here between the 9th and 12th fret. And here's the full scale, okay? Actually, yeah, he's really just mostly pentatonic. So let's just talk about the pentatonic first. We're going to do 9, 12, then on the A string, 9, 12, and then 9, 11, 9, 11, and then 10, 12, 9, 12. All right? And so that's the pentatonic. If you want to frame it out in diatonicville, here it is with the diatonic notes. Again, there will be a chart below if you want to see it and jam to this. Linked below. We have 9, 10, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12. All right, that's an A major scale. So why the A major scale? Well, we're in the key of A. So rule number one way of soloing is to stay in the major key, is to stay in the key scale, which is A major, so A major scale. So what's happening here is in this scale, we have a D here on the 10th fret of the high E, and we have an E here. And really, he's just going to hit the D when they're on the D, solo in the A major scale, and then bring up the E to the E. And so you have this D, E, D, D, E. You get the point. I'm kind of like playing it safe right now, but you can really fool around. And also, again, you have an E here, okay, and you have a D here. So E on the 9th fret of the G and E here, and you have a D on the 10th fret of the E and 12th fret of the D. So really, D, E, D, E, and you can kind of hear that chord progression. And again, this right here is the part that Trey left out of the solo. And if you listen to the Ocean, if you listen to the last couple minutes, you'll hear that Jimmy Page plays, I think, the first 2 solos in this style. You can hear it. He's staying within the scale, and he's kind of highlighting the chord tones with that movement. Yes, there is more to do here, but this is pretty much 90% of it, okay? You can hear it. But then after the third solo, then the magic happens where he starts playing the right chord for the right scale, or as my friend Scott texted me, called playing with the changes, and that's the most important thing, playing with your changes. So here we have the D major scale, okay, right here. Here's your D chord, all right, and here's your E chord. And really what Jimmy Page is doing when we're playing with the changes is he's playing, I'll show you the notes, 12 on the D, 11 on the G, 10 on the B, 12 on the B, 10 on the E, and 12. This little tiny thing. Okay, and then you bring it up to the 12th fret, it's the same thing. 14, 13, 12, 14, 12, 14. It feels just like a major pentatonic, because it is, right? All right, so here we go. So we have this. You can kind of hear it there. And again, I'm being very limited, but you can hear it going back and forth. So the first way of soloing is staying on that A major scale and highlighting the D's and E's, right? And then changing with the chord progression on the D's and E's from D to E. But it gets better, all right? Let's talk about this. Here we have, and this is where Trey, Jimmy Page does it everywhere. But again, I'm referencing with the Fish song, the Fish concert I heard. You know, Trey really sees this D chord here, and really, and brings it up to the 2 frets of the E. And you can hear a lot of that in this solo, and kind of just moving back and forth between D and E. And so you can use this D chord shape up here and the pieces of it. If you want to get a little scale that goes with it, for that D chord, you have 12, 14, 12, really, 14, 16. Again, I mess up on every video, just get used to it. 14, 16, 14, 15, 17, 14, 15, 17. That can be for your D. You take the same shape and you move it up to the 16th fret. So you have 16, 17, 16, 18, 16, 17, 19, 16, 17, 19. And you can hear Jimmy Page use the scale at the end as well. So you have this guy. The solo, you can hear stuff like that. All right, so now I don't have a backing track, and I should have that, but if you're a fan of Led Zeppelin and you know the song, you can hear what I'm doing. So this is gonna be a backing track list video. I know what I'll do. I got it. I will make another video of me playing the chord changes so you can play with me. Yeah, that's the ticket, all right? But there's one part I want to go over. Now we're almost at 10 minutes. Let's go over the recaps. You have an A major scale. Okay, and you can use the D's to the E's, D's, E, D, E, D, E. And then the very famous part, right? Da, 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 da. Here's the deal. You can look up the tab on how to play that part. And that fits. That's the amazing line. ends up on a B, which is inside the E chord. It's a brilliant line. But when you listen to Jimmy Page do it live, he does something different, and this is what he does. You gotta listen to a live version. For that part, the chords are A, D, E. So all he's doing is he's taking his ring finger right here, 14th fret for the A. And for the D, he's putting the first finger on the D string on the 12th fret, and then ring finger on the G string, 14th fret, making a little D power chord. Okay? So he's ba 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 ba. And then he's taking this little tiny piece, this 13th fret of the G string, and this 14th fret of the D, and he's playing a little tiny piece of an E chord as if it was an octave higher, like right there. He's playing where my pinky and first finger is this guy. So he does this little, listen to him live, he's, and he really wiggles this thing. And he uses the D chord, D scale here, E scale here, D scale here, and E scale here. So, rewind everything. It all makes sense. Practice, practice, practice. My next video that I'll launch with this is me actually playing that part, and hopefully you jamming with me. It'll be so much fun on the ocean, and one of the best solos I ever heard when I was 15 years old, and hopefully you can duplicate it. I really hope you enjoy this lesson. I hope you love Led Zeppelin, and you really got something out of this. So thank you so much for watching. I know it went fast. Good luck. Bye-bye.